I was the fattest woman in the village, and every man's dream girl. All the other girls were jealous of me, because in our village fat was beautiful. Big girls didn't have to work. They only had to sweat. Their sweat was used to make perfume. One day I saw dust on the floor. I had just picked up the broom, when Mom came rushing over and snatched the broom out of my hand. "Oh, sweetie, you can't do this kind of work. Put it down!" She glared at my sister, then started yelling at her. "Hey, are you dead or something? Are you blind? Can't you see how dirty the floor is? You're useless at everything. How did I end up with a worthless daughter like you?" After being slapped, my sister silently swept the floor. I felt sorry for her, but there was nothing I could do. She ate plenty but never gained weight. Not only was she skinny, she hardly ever sweated. Even in the hottest weather, her body was always ice cold. "Sweetie, stop sitting around. The weather's perfect today. Go sit out in the sun." Mom draped a thick winter coat over me. My sister struggled to help me outside. I was 5'3" and weighed 275 pounds. Walking too fast left me gasping for air. The sun was blazing overhead. You could probably fry an egg on the ground. My sister helped me onto a stool, then stood off to the side, holding a bucket and a handkerchief. In less than 2 minutes, my back was soaked. My sister kept wiping the sweat off me. Once the handkerchief was soaked, she wrung it into a red plastic bucket. One bucket of sweat was worth 500 yen. My sweat paid for every expense in our home. I was my parents' pride and joy, and the family's biggest provider. My sister had thin arms and a sharp chin, and suddenly I had doubts. Mom always said bigger girls were prettier, but the village men's wives weren't fat. Hardly any of them were my size. Even Mom herself was very thin. Did being this big really look good? My sister kept wiping my sweat as she spoke to me. "Shoman, I'm so jealous of you. You're the most capable girl in the village. Unlike me, I'm completely useless. You gain weight just by drinking water, but I can't gain a pound. No wonder Mom and Dad love you more." I started feeling something was wrong, like I was getting heat stroke. But I still tried to comfort her. "I think you're great the way you are. Look how big I am. I need your help just to climb stairs. But you can do everything so easily." "Silly girl. You were born to be treated like royalty. Someone will always take care of you." "I was born to be a servant." My sister looked heartbroken, and I felt sorry for her. As a child, she was the biggest girl in the village. She weighed 176 pounds at age 10. Everyone said our family had 2 golden daughters, but when she was 12, she became seriously ill. After that, she kept getting thinner. Nothing she ate made her gain weight. As the sun began to set, Mom finally let me go back inside. She handed me a cup of warm water and looked at me lovingly. "Xiaoman, it's not that I don't love you. Your father isn't healthy. He can't do hard labor. This whole family depends on you." My little brother nodded seriously. "Sis, all my classmates have remote control cars. I want one too." Just then my sister finished her chores. She was about to sit down, when my brother's expression changed. "You useless loser! Don't sit next to me. Why are you sitting at the table? You don't deserve any food! All you do is waste food." Mom cursed and tossed her a whole grain bun, then made her eat by the door. "Seeing you ruins my day. You're only useful for doing chores. Otherwise nobody would feed a burden like you." While no one was watching, I secretly hid a pork bun inside my clothes. Mom thought I had eaten it and was thrilled, so she gave me 2 more. "Xiaoman, eat some more. These buns are stuffed with premium pork belly. They're so juicy and delicious." After dinner, Mom sent me back to my room. My sister didn't have her own room. She slept on the floor beside my bed, so she could take care of me. I signaled for her to close the door, then pulled out the pork bun and gave it to her. "Sis, I kept it clean inside this bag. Hurry up and eat it." She instinctively tried to refuse, so I tore open the bag and stuffed the bun into her mouth. "Come on, I can hear your stomach growling. You work so hard every day, but only eat 2 whole grain buns. There's no way that's enough." My sister stared at me, tears glimmering in her eyes. Then she wolfed it down. After finishing the bun, she reached out and touched my head. "Xiaoman, you're so good to me. Mom put sleep medicine in my soup every day. She said eating and sleeping helped me grow faster. Before long, I could barely keep my eyes open. Wave after wave of drowsiness hit me, but something was different that night. I woke up shortly after falling asleep. It was completely dark outside, and my sister was gone. I struggled out of bed and left the room. She was hunched over beside the peach tree, one hand gripping the trunk, the other shoved inside her mouth, as she forced herself to gag. Suddenly, she bent over and vomited onto the ground. I stared at the shocking scene, unable to process what I was seeing. What was my sister doing? Was she throwing up the pork bun? No wonder she kept getting thinner, despite all the food I secretly gave her. I accidentally kicked the door. My sister spun around. "Who's there? Who is it?" When she saw me, she looked relieved. Her eyes red, she rushed over and grabbed my arm tightly. "Xiaoman, I'm begging you. Don't tell anyone what you saw, especially Mom and Dad, okay?" I nodded, but stared at her in confusion. "Why did you throw up everything you ate?" My sister was always cold, but now sweat covered her forehead. "Xiaoman, stop asking questions. I have my reasons." I opened my mouth, wanting to ask her more, but she suddenly dropped to her knees. "Xiaoman, I've never begged you for anything. After taking care of you all these years, please just stop asking. I'm begging you." I panicked and helped her up. She was only 2 years older than me, but she took care of my every need. She was like a second mother to me. How could I let her kneel before me? "Please, get up." "I won't tell anyone, I promise." Only then did she relax. She used my arm to stand up, then smiled as if nothing had happened. "It's really late. Let's go back to bed. Don't wake Mom and Dad." I tossed and turned in bed. The image of her vomiting haunted my mind. Why was she doing it? Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard her gently call my name. "Xiaoman, are you asleep?" I didn't know what to say to her, so I stayed still and pretended to sleep. She called my name a few more times. Once she was sure I was asleep, she left the room again. I sat up, filled with suspicion, then quietly followed her. She left the yard and headed up the village path toward the mountain. She walked quickly, and soon I lost sight of her. By the time I reached the hillside, my clothes were completely soaked in sweat. Below the hill was a small pond. It was called Coldwater Pond, and the water was freezing. My sister was gritting her teeth, with her entire body submerged in the water. I turned around and stumbled back down. I had to get home before she did. She forced herself to vomit every day and soaked herself in freezing water. Was it all just to keep herself from sweating like me? For the first time in my life, I couldn't sleep. I had sweated during the night, and the mountain wind had chilled me. The next morning, I had a high fever, but Mom was overjoyed. She kept making me drink scalding hot water and piled thick blankets on top of me. My sister covered the bed with towels and rolled me over every half hour. The towels were quickly soaked with sweat. In just one day, they collected 2 whole buckets. By evening, my fever was gone, but Mom looked disappointed. When Dad came home, he was horrified and completely lost his temper at Mom.